Presidential election. Any result announced by Inec chairman is illegal. Okowa and Datti. So Okowa is the vice presidential candidate for Atiku Abubakar in PDP, while Datti is the vice presidential candidate for Peter Obi in Labour Party. Okay, so both vice presidential candidates for both parties have come up together to challenge the result announced by Inec. And they are saying that any result announced by Inec chairman is obviously illegal. Okay, as they know that Labour Party and PDP performed better than APC in this election, if not for Togre that APC used, and most of the votes that were given to Tinubu for him to win were actually combined vote from both Labour Party and PDP from different parts of the country, because APC knew that they've been hated so much and there's no way they can win election under free and fair condition. So they resorted to Togre, knowing fully well too that vote buying by cash also didn't work because the Naira redesign policy affected all of that. So meanwhile, that means that when Naira redesign policy was coming up, they were already planning option B, C, and D. Okay, so these two vice presidential candidates are actually not happy and have said that any election result announced by this Inec chairman is illegal. Let's see what they have to say more. The vice presidential candidates of the People Democratic Party, PDP, Governor Ifeanyi Okowa of Delta State, and that of Labour Party, Datti Yusuf Baba Ahmed, has said that any presidential election result announced by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC chairman, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, is illegal. The duo gave Professor Mahmood Yakubu 60 days to get new BVS to conduct fresh election, adding that the law made provision for extension of elections. They added that those calling on the opposition parties to go to court know that they have perfected their plans. Calling for incomplete cancellation of the election, the duo said that the call by the INEC chairman that the process should be allowed to be completed before reviewing it is not acceptable. Addressing the media in Abuja, the duo said there is no cost to democracy and the commission should look for money anywhere to conduct fresh election. Insisting that cancellation of the election is a saving grace, the duo said that the fear in some quarter is that government controls judiciary and other systems, which may work against those wanting to go to court. They lamented that INEC chairman is working against what he said when he visited Chatham House in London, when he promised to conduct the best election, insisting that the election would be cancelled. Okay. We wish to state for the records that last weekend's election was a sham. It was neither free nor fair. What played out yesterday at the National Coalition Center exposes the national chairman of playing to a predetermined script. Our position remains that the election and transmission of the results must be in tandem with the Electoral Act and the INEC guidelines. There is no doubt that INEC is under a statutory obligation to transmit election results electronically. Paragraph 38 of the INEC manual made pursuant to Section 149 of the Electoral Act 2022 and the 1999 Constitution as amended provides for this. That paragraph, which deals with the transmission of results at the polling unit, is crucial and it imposes statutory obligations on the part of INEC to upload polling unit results on its portal. There is no doubt that polling unit results are the pyramid upon which other results are built. Therefore, it is required that the moment polls come to a close and the results are declared, the results must be uploaded on INEC server or portal. Buttressing their points with the Electoral Act, the duo said paragraph 38 of INEC Manual 2022 made pursuant to the provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended and Section 149 of the Electoral Act 2022 provides that on completion of all the polling unit voting and results procedures, the presiding officer shall 1. Electronically transmit or transfer the result of the polling unit direct to the collation system as prescribed by the Commission. 2. Use the BVAS to upload a scanned copy of the EC 8A to the Inec result viewing portal, okay, as prescribed by the Commission. And then 3, take the BVS and the original copy of each of the forms in tamper evident envelope to the registration area ward collection officer in the company of security agents. The polling agents may accompany the presiding officer to the RA and ward collection centers. Okay, they further said that it is mandatory and compulsory. INEC has no option. So the failure to upload results and follow the procedures set out in the paragraph 38 of the manual made pursuant to the Electoral Act 2022 is a fundamental breach that has the potential of rendering the election results that do not follow those procedures null and void. Oh boy. Now, wow, for clarity, Section 64, subsection 4A and B of the Electoral Act 2022 specifically provides, thus, a collation officer or returning officer at an election shall collate and announce the result of an election subject to his or her verification and confirmation that a number of accredited voters stated on the collation result are correct and consistent with the number of accredited voters recorded and transmitted directly from polling units under Section 47, subsection 2 of the Act. Okay, and then B, votes stated on the collated results are correct and consistent with the votes or results recorded and transmitted directly from polling units under Section 60, subsection 4 of this Act. Okay. So all of these things, do we know all of these things? And then INEC still went ahead to violate it because he's playing to the gallery. Yep. The duo further said, consequent on the above Section 60, subsection 4 of the Electoral Act 2022, any result announced by INEC is ultra-vires, illegal, and of no consequence unless they are results already transmitted directly from the polling unit. So, procedurally, INEC cannot continue to announce results that are yet to be transmitted as expressly stated in the relevant sections of the Electoral Act. The law is that where the law has set out the procedures to be followed, that procedure and no other must be followed. The vice presidential candidate said that the argument that INEC guidelines have no force of law is idle and wayward argument, adding that this is not even the question of alterations of the result. It is a question of non-compliance with mandatory statutory provisions. The argument that it is only when the chief electoral officer of the federation announces the winner of the presidential election that the results can be uploaded on the INEC portal cannot be correct. There must be uploading of results at the polling unit after the polling officers had announced the winners at the polling unit, they said. The duo called on the commission to tread on the path of honor by cancelling the election outright and commence the process of a fresh election that will not only be credible, but will be seen to be credible by Nigerians. It's quite unfortunate. So all of these sections are there in the law, but unfortunately, the INEC chairman is a stooge. He's paid, okay? And there is a case of he who pays the piper dictates the tone. So the APC government that gave him the appointment dictated for him, and he fell into that and violated all the Electoral Act that was signed in 2022 for this election to be conducted. Okay? The electronic system, the BVAS, everything, all the rumors that came out in preparation for this election, which INEC debunked and the government debunked, all came to pass, ranging from vote buying, which was truncated by the Naira redesign policy, to electoral violence that took place at all levels, up to compromising the INEC portal by the INEC grand staff, and even the INEC grand staff at the polling unit level using the BVAS bypassed it. Some of them on the dictates of their paid masters, some of them too on electoral violence, where Togre took charge of election polling unit. Quite unfortunate that is happening to Nigeria, that Nigeria failed, APC government failed to conduct a free and fair election. This winning is a fraud. It is known by everybody, and that is why these two vice presidential candidates of both PDP and Labour Party are coming together to call on Inec and APC government to cancel this election and conduct it again within the next 60 days. This is allowed by the law, because obviously what has happened is electoral fraud. Okay, they denied people of their mandate, denied people. In fact, people's vote did not count. I don't know. They just manipulated and played those numbers together. And at night, this man just went and announced it. They told us the INEC portal had a glitch and it went down. And after 6 hours, it came back on. But it's quite obvious that they deliberately shut that unit down so that the people handling the BVES machine at the polling unit level will not be able to connect to the server for election upload. Oh, quite unfortunate. I pity Nigeria. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comment. This is the position of both PDP and the Labour Party vice presidential candidates.